Hi, my dear listeners, welcome to the new episode of Peter's English Podcast. In this episode, I want to read you my first 4 fairy tales about Vierka the Vampire Girl because the first 4 fairy tales have only audio in English, and I decided to do the first 4 fairy tales in English because I want to share you the whole series, and I'm going to read you the first fairy tale right now. And we can start. Vierka the Vampire Girl escaped from the shadows. Hi everyone, welcome to our vampire community. We live in a hidden vampire community in an abandoned castle in eastern Slovakia. Our leader is Lord Vladimir, the strongest vampire in our community. He's an old school evil vampire who loves human blood. He is an overprotective leader and parent. He had very bad experiences with people, and he always says, "People are dangerous and evil monsters who want to kill us. We must stay hidden if we want to survive." His wife is a Polish vampire woman, Zofia. She's a very cute, sweet and beautiful vampire who likes humans. She always says, "I do not think people are evil in general. They are always scared and fascinated when they start thinking about vampires. They love scary stories about us. They just need to discover that vampires are not bad or evil by nature." We vampires have very cool abilities. Immortality. Vampires remain forever young and cannot die from natural causes. Superhuman strength. We can move anything effortlessly. Super speed. Humans cannot follow our movements. Rapid healing. We recover quickly from injuries, even fatal ones. Telepathy. We can read minds and communicate through thoughts. Hypnosis. We can mesmerize people with our gaze or voice. Shifting. We can transform into creatures like bats, wolves, or mist. Enhanced senses. Our sight, hearing, and smell are much sharper than humans. Blood manipulation. We can control the flow of blood to heal, defend, or attack. Teleportation. We can instantly travel from one place to another unseen. Invisibility. We can make ourselves disappear from sight. Elemental control. We can manipulate fire, water, wind, and more. Immunity to disease. No infections or viruses affect us. Vampire charm. We can seduce and fascinate humans effortlessly. As you can see, our vampire abilities are great. Lord Vladimir and his wife Zofia are my great grandparents. I'm Vierka. I'm 18 years old. Others say I am a very pretty young, sweet and cute vampire girl with long black hair who is fascinated by people and their world. I love singing and dancing. Everyone loves my performances and everyone wants to dance with me. I am a very talented vampire girl. I live with my parents, Robert and Eva, and my grandparents, Jan and Maria, in our part of the castle. My parents like humans, but my grandparents do not. My best friends are Lukáš, Zuzana, Marek and Katarina. Lukáš is a former scholar of the Vampire Academy. He loves modern science and technology. He even listens to a modern English podcasts about science and technology. We think he is a little crazy because he listens to forbidden human things. Zuzana is a free-spirited vampire with a passion for music and the arts. She is a very talented singer. Marek is a brilliant technician who loves vampire technology. Katarina is our protector. She is an expert in ancient vampire martial arts and is incredibly strong. We are a new generation of vampires fascinated by humans and their world, but my grandfather Lord Vladimir forbade any contact with humans. We decided to escape from our vampire community and discover the human world. Our plan was simple. We would escape when everyone was busy celebrating the wedding anniversary of my great-grandfather Lord Vladimir and my great-grandmother Lady Zofia. The party started at night. We danced, sang, and drank blood. The celebration was fascinating. Was fantastic. When no one was paying attention, my friends and I successfully escaped from the vampire community. We turned into mist and disappeared unnoticed. Next stop, humans, Vierka said. We traveled as a mist until we reached our first human city. We were shocked. People wear different clothing. They hold strange tools in their hands that can steal their souls. They use it to communicate. They don't use horses for traveling anymore. They use machines, Vierka said, referring to modern clothing, phones, and cars. When we turned back into our vampire forms, people started staring at us. We need modern clothing. We stand out too much, Vierka said. As we walked through the city, we saw a young man in trouble. A gang of thieves was trying to rob him. We have to help him. He's in danger, Vierka said. My friends and I attacked the gang. Thanks to our superhuman strength, we scared them away and they ran for their lives. Thank you for saving me. I'm Peter. My parents live nearby. I always thought vampires were just fairy tales. This is amazing. I can see you don't. I can see you. I don't know anything about modern life. Please come with me and I have some clothes for you, Peter said. Peter was very happy and his parents were too. They were grateful that we saved him. He gave us some of his old clothes and explained everything about modern life. We were shocked that my great-grandfather never told us anything about it. The modern world was fascinating. Peter helped us find an apartment and even got us jobs. I learned how to use an app that helped me navigate the internet. I created a social media account and started posting selfies and videos. My content became very popular. I gained 1 million fans. Of course, I use a little vampire charm. Don't blame me, people, I like being popular. Lucas and Peter helped my friends learn how to use modern technology. Through social media, they discovered that English is the international language. We watched a lot of free videos where English teachers explained how to learn English in the 21st century. Peter was happy that we wanted to learn English because he loved learning it too. And we had an idea. What if we created our own English podcast? It would be the best way to practice our English speaking skills. Vierka became the main singer and with my friends we discussed many topics in English. Meanwhile, back in the vampire community, Lord Vladimir was furious. He quickly found us and attacked. You have broken my rules. I will show you what happens when you disobey me, Lord Vladimir shouted. He transformed into a monstrous vampire and created a giant tornado, destroying everything in the path. My friends and I had to protect the humans, so we created a powerful wind shield. The battle had begun. Then Lady Zofia arrived just in time. Stop this! Do not fight against each other. People are not bad in general. Vladimir, you must change if you want to stay with me, so Zofia said. Zofia said, Lord Vladimir, blinded by rage, struck his wife with a tornado. But then he realized what he had done. He rushed to save her, filled with regret. But it was all an act. Zofia was a brilliant actress. She wanted to show her husband that vampires needed to adapt and live in peace with humans in modern times. From that moment on, the vampire community opened their castle as a tourist destination. Vierka and her friends continued their English podcast and they created a vampire folklore group that performed music and dance in Slovakia and abroad. The end. Thank you, people, for watching and listening this first fairy tale, and we can continue. We can continue with the second fairy tale. Wait a minute. Here is. The next is Vierka's choice. And we can start. It will be a long podcast night, but But we like it, I like it, you like it, and we can continue. Vierka's choice. Vierka's vampire folklore group decided to represent her vampire folklore in the USA. There is the biggest folklore festival for all vampires in the world in the USA. They bought tickets and paid for a 2-week luxury stay at a 5-star hotel with a restaurant and wellness center in the USA. This hotel is the best hotel in the world. Thanks to our popularity, our English podcast earned a lot of money, said Vierka. It's a cool thing to be a vampire. You can use your power, said Lukáš. People are fascinated by vampires, said Marek. I'm looking forward to meeting Alexander's vampire community in the USA. Alexander is so handsome and cute, said Vierka. Hold your horses, sweetheart. You have not met him before. Do not trust every handsome man, especially vampire men. They can seduce vampire girls with their magic powers very quickly, said Katarina. Kate, don't be mean. I can't control myself, said Vierka. Well, we'll see, laughed Katarina. Vierka, along with her best friends, who are members of the vampire folklore group, was supposed to fly on Sunday evening. I cannot wait until Friday, said Vierka. Don't worry, you will see your Alex soon, Katarina joked. Katarina, do not be rude, answered Vierka. What else? Are you going to send a tornado after me? Laughed Katarina. Is a hurricane enough? Vierka answered. It was a big day for Vierka and her friends. Vierka's friends traveled by train to Košice and then by taxi to Košice airport. They boarded the plane. The flight from Košice to Vienna took 1 hour. They waited for 2 hours at the airport. The plane for the USA arrived on time. The flight from Vienna to the USA took 11 hours. Vierka and her friends slept well and had no problems during the flight. At the airport, Alexander and his team were waiting for them. Welcome to my home, dear friends. I am Alexander, the leader of our vampire community in my country. Nice to meet you all, said Alexander. Vierka fell in love with Alexander at the first sight. Alexander fell in love with Vierka at first sight too. Hi Vierka, nice to meet you. You are even more beautiful in person than on the internet, said Alexander. Vierka was speechless, didn't say a word, and blushed like a tomato. Vierka likes you from the very first moment, Katarina teased. That's sweet. Vierka is very cute too. Alexander smiled, appreciating the compliment. Vierka, say something. Do not be so nervous. Try not to panic. Vierka was thinking about herself when she blushed. Vierka's face turned bright red. I must apologize for Vierka. She really likes you, Alex, Katarina said. That's okay. Viera is very nice and sweet. Do not apologize for her, Kate, Alexander said. Alexander showed them the sights of his city, introduced them to his community, and took them to a formal dinner at his big house. Alexander's house was very old and big. It had many rooms and a large garden with a podium and chairs for sitting. The formal dinner started at 6 in the afternoon. Everyone was dressed in formal attire. The atmosphere was very lovely. Vierka was talking with Alexander. She tried to seduce him, and Alexander was a gentleman from the old school. He was very funny and nice to Vierka. Vierka's friends had fun with each other. They were singing and dancing together. Live music played and they danced. Alexander took Vierka outside. They flirted with each other and began to kiss. Vierka, I love you and I want to be with you, Alexander said first, his voice full of emotion. Vierka answered, I love you too. Her voice was filled with emotion. I felt it from the very first moment too, she continued, her heart racing. I just didn't know how to say it. I've known your feelings for me since the very first moment we met, Alexander said. Alexander and Vierka started dating. Vierka's friends discovered the dark truth about Alexander while they were exploring the abandoned old house in the forest. Alexander was leading a big meeting with the members of the vampire cult. Vierka stood next to him, overwhelmed by her feelings for Alexander. Vierka became a member of the vampire cult. The vampire cult was a dark vampire sect aimed against humans. The vampire cult wanted to change all people into vampires, and Alexander wanted to rule the entire world. Vierka couldn't control her vampire instincts when she was near Alexander. Alexander only used her and seduced her for his own pleasure. Vierka couldn't control himself. Vierka couldn't control herself. Vierka's friends were completely shocked. They used their vampire powers to call their vampire communities in Slovakia. Lord Vladimir with the whole Vierka's family and other members of the community came quickly. You abused, desecrated and humiliated my blood, Vierka, Vladimir shouted. For that you will pay, scoundrel. Vladimir's anger was palpable and the stakes were even higher. Lord Vladimir attacked the vampire cult and Alexander was trying to escape with Vierka when Vladimir jumped in his way and said, "Where are you going? Vierka is staying with me." Alexander pushed Vierka aside and attacked Vladimir. The big fight against the strongest vampires began. Both sides used all their vampire powers to destroy each other. Alexander started to win the fight when Vierka woke up from a bad dream. She felt that Alexander didn't love her, that he had abused her, and she attacked Alexander. Vierka's community won the battle and destroyed the dark vampire cult. They helped Vladimir. They destroyed Alexander and he disappeared forever. Vierka and her friends won the battle. Vierka felt that it was Alex's vampire powers that had subdued her. She was happy that her family and friends helped her. The vampires found a new leader for their community who liked people, and they were very happy that their friends from abroad helped them destroy the dangerous dark vampire cult. Vierka wasn't sad because she knew that the happiness of love can come at any time. She continued to do her hobby, which was learning English. The end. Thank you people for watching and listening this second fairy tale. And we can continue with the third one. Where it is? Here it is. Here it is. Yes, I have it. We can continue. Yes, Blood, Love and Destiny, the tale of Lord Vladimir and Zofia. Lord Vladimir Orsak's diary. Hello, I am Vladimir Orsak, a young man from a noble old rich Slovak aristocratic family. My family owns a big castle in Charish. I am an only child. My childhood was very happy. I had everything I wanted. My parents wanted me to marry a very pretty and rich young Polish lady, Zofia Tarnowska, whose family was an old Polish aristocratic family from Poland. Lady Zofia's family was very rich. They owned a lot of land and castles in Poland. I was very sad that my parents wanted to marry me off to a rich lady I did not know. Everything changed when I met her. Hello, my old friend. How are you? Nice to see you, said Lord Yaroslav Tarnowski when he arrived with his wife and two daughters to visit his old friend Lord Miroslav Orsak. Hello, my old friend. You know, it is very hard to live in these times. We are older now, said Lord Miroslav Orsak. Your wife Ludmila is still very beautiful, and your two daughters are very pretty too, said Lord Miroslav Orsak. Yes, it is the right time to marry them off, said Lord Yaroslav Tarnowski. The older daughter is Zofia, and the younger daughter is Elżbieta. Greet our host, my daughters, said Lord Yaroslav Tarnowski. Greetings, my lord. It's a pleasure to meet you, said Lady Zofia. Greetings, Lord Miroslav Orsak. We are honored by your presence, said Lady Elżbieta. Very sweet girls, just like their mother, said Lord Miroslav Orsak. This is my only son, Vladimir, said Lord Miroslav Orsak. I am Vladimir, son of the noble Orsak family. It is my honor to be introduced to such distinguished guests, said Vladimir. He is just like his father, said Lord Jaroslav Tarnowski. It was love at first sight. Lady Zofia is so beautiful, sweet and cute. Lady Zofia is very appealing to me. She blushed deeply when our eyes met. It was obvious that she found me appealing. Lady Zofia Tarnowska's diary. Hello, I am Zofia Tarnowska, a very pretty young vampire girl from a rich, noble and aristocratic vampire family. Nobody knows our secret. We are vampires. We live in Krakow, Poland, in a big palace. My parents had chosen Vladimir, the son of the noble Orsak family, for my marriage. I saw his portrait. I like him very much. He is so cute and handsome. Our journey started yesterday. When people saw us, they ran away. We traveled by carriage for 3 days. We were very tired, but we arrived without any problems. Lord Miroslav Orsak with his wife Katarina and their son Vladimir greeted us very respectfully. Then my whole life changed. I was introduced to my future husband. Good morrow, fair lady. I am Lord Vladimir of the Orsak family. It is with great honor that I make your acquaintance. Mayhaps our meeting is destined to be one of great significance, said Vladimir. Good morning, I think, but okay. Good morning, Lord Vladimir. I am Lady Zofia Tarnowska of Krakow. It is a great honor to meet you. I trust our paths have crossed for a reason most faithful, said Lady Zofia Tarnowska of Krakow. This handsome man is mine, Sofia thought to herself, feeling a rush of excitement. I took the initiative into my own hands and seduced him with my beauty, charm, and all my feminine wiles. Vladimir fell in love with me very quickly. A few days later, there was the wedding. Our wedding was very beautiful. The live music played very well. It was the most beautiful day of my life. Then our first night came. I beat him while we were playfully lying together in bed. He changed into an evil vampire. He started to laugh, changed into a big bat, and went to hunt women. I have seen and discovered myself in him. My family came to our bedroom and told me that they had found a better and more polite companion for me. Lord Vladislav Charnovsky was a new future husband for me, a vampire lord from an old vampire aristocratic rich family. He was single, handsome and very polite, but I love my Vladimir. I have to save him. I went to rescue him before the vampire hunters who were paid by my parents. Vladimir Orsak's diary. Everything was perfect until my wife Zofia showed her true face. She said, "Evil vampire!" She seduced me because her family wanted the property of my family, and she wanted to have fun and drink my blood. It was too late. I was shouting while the evil vampire Zofia, with her red evil eyes and big teeth, beat my neck. I started to feel different. I changed into a vampire. I was very thirsty. I changed into a big bat. I started to hunt women because I wanted to drink their blood. When I found my first victim, a big group of vampire hunters attacked and caught me. I had to go with them. I was taken to a jail for vampires. Zofia's parents came to visit me and started to laugh, saying that I was a big mistake and that they had found a better husband for my wife. I was more and more angry, but I couldn't do anything. Lady Zofia's diary. I was pretending that I agreed to do marriage with Lord Vladislav Charnovsky when I visited my parents. They showed me my Vladimir in jail. He was thirsty and very tired. He looked terrible. I couldn't see my Vladimir in this situation anymore, and I attacked the vampire hunters who were guarding Vladimir. They caught me and I was put in jail. My parents wanted to punish my disobedience. I had to be thirsty until a young man had to be with me until I drank his blood. I tried to everything to protect myself, but he was handsome and I was very thirsty. My sister saved the day. She wanted to marry Lord Vladislav Czarnovsky because they loved each other. Vladimir and I were free, and we could be with each other forever. I taught him how to use his vampire powers, how to drink animal blood, but he still liked hunting women. I successfully controlled him, and we were very happy together, having many vampire children. The end. Thank you people for watching and listening. The first very interesting fairy tale about Vierka the Vampire Girl, and we can continue with the last four. Where it is? Here it is. For fairy tale, and we can start right now. Allow Beyond Time, the unexpected romance of Vierka's grandparents. Maria Šemberova's diary. It's the year 1848. Ľudovík Štúr, along with his friends, wanted to save the Slovak language, culture and folklore. We wanted to live in a country where we could freely speak and learn Slovak. Hi, I am Maria Šemberova, a young, very pretty and talented writer. I have written many novels in Slovak because I enjoy writing, and I am a friend of Ľudovík Štúr. We wanted to support and preserve Slovak culture, language and folklore. I am still single. My parents come from a noble, wealthy family. They don't approve of my writing because they want to marry me off to a young aristocrat. I don't agree with any of their marriage plans. I'm very angry and sad that no one understands me. One day we had a very special visitor. Lord Vladimir Orsak, a very rich man from an old aristocratic vampire family, wants to marry his son Jan to me. He promised that his family would support me and provide me with a lot of money for writing if I marry his son Jan and agree to become a vampire. I hate vampires, and I hate all men because I don't trust them. I agreed to the marriage because my dream is to become a successful author of my own novels in Slovak. I'll do anything for my biggest dream. The wedding is tomorrow, and I'm terrified of vampires. I don't know what will happen. I can't sleep. I'm so nervous. Today is my wedding day. I will see my future husband only at the altar. Everything feels so scary. I had to wear a frightening black wedding dress. When the ceremony began, the church was filled with the vampires, each more handsome than the next. I chill ran down my spine. When I saw my future husband, I almost fainted. He was incredibly handsome. He wore a black suit and a top hat. He excited me and at the same time he terrified me. A chill ran down my spine. When I reached the altar, I felt a strong mix of excitement, fear and adrenaline. My future husband introduced himself. He was very kind, a gentleman from the old school. Hi Maria, I'm Jan, nice to meet you. Don't be scared, I don't want to hurt you. You are so beautiful, I really like you, Jan said. His voice calmed me. After the ceremony we had a big party. At our wedding a renowned cymbal music ensemble played Slovak folk songs. I really enjoyed the festivities and drank quite a bit. I try to enjoy myself and do not think too much about my future. After the wedding party it was our first night. My husband was very gentle, kind and sweet. Our night was a big celebration full of romance and deep connection. Then he changed me into a vampire. The transformation was the most significant moment of my life. I hate my husband and all vampires. I don't want to see my husband ever again. As I spent a lot of time writing my new novels, I tried to avoid my husband as much as possible. I hated him for turning me into a vampire. One day I began receiving love letters full of affection and romance from my secret admirer. He wanted to rescue me from my husband and escape with me far away from him. Our correspondence pulled me into a world full of love and romance. I crazily fell in love with my secret admirer. I longed to run away with him. He created a plan, thanks to which we could meet and escape far away from my husband. When the big day arrived, everything looked perfect. I quickly escaped from the castle, but then I was completely shocked. My admirer was my husband. I felt deceived and deeply humiliated. He tried to apologize. He told me that he loved me and that he couldn't live without me and that he wanted to show me that he wasn't a devil. I decided to try to spend more time with him. I gave him a chance. We spent a lot of time together. He was very gentle, sweet and romantic. I discovered that he was the romantic person I had been dreaming of. It was a good decision to give him a chance to be with me. I realized that I loved him. Our marriage is very successful, full of love, romance and happiness. We have many children. The end. That was, people, the last fairy tale of this big marathon. But I think it was very interesting for me. It was very interesting because I love learning English and doing my podcast. Thanks you for your watching. Thanks you for your listening. And yes, of course, I want to create my own Peter's English podcast community where we can practice our speaking skills in English, be friends in real time, because I like learning English and doing my podcast is my big hobby. You can follow me, you can write me, but please be polite. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and I want to tell you bye bye.